our studio in Newport Beach, California. Welcome to another edition of the Chabdog Sports Talk Radio Show. Sometimes scattered, but always edgy. We're an authentic take on sports talk. Rated R. Chabdog brings you Eric, the well-read, Frank, the tank, Brian from Sports Rock, and special guests. We're here to talk sports. We're here to rant and vent. We're here to take it up another notch. Now here's your host, Chabdog.
All right, thank you for that lovely introduction. I'm here with Eric, the well-read Sove, my co-host. This is Chabdog Sports Talk. We're on each Sunday from 9 to 11 a.m. Pacific Time. You can find us on Spreaker.com, brought to you by Chabner Law, serving Southern California's business and transactional legal needs, and by Chabdog Sports Blog. You'll find that on Facebook, covering the major sports and major happenings in the world of sports. Well, Eric, this is the last show of November, and we still got plenty to talk about with college football going on. College basketball started, though. I really can't get into college basketball yet. I don't know how you feel, but I always have a problem getting into that before the turn of the year. And then we have the crown jewel for NFL in its diminished form. We have some games that got canceled. One game got canceled in particular that I wasn't very happy about, so I'm going to have to adjust the life without the Steelers again today, which I really don't like doing. I like having, again, to watch them at worst on Monday night, but Sunday's always the best for me. Now we have to wait until Tuesday, I think, because of coronavirus issues, and that might not even happen on Tuesday from what I hear, because a friend of mine told me that one of the Steelers running backs now has it, James Conner, and they don't know. They're trying to figure out how many people in the Steelers have it. So it's a mess.
Hey, Chabdog.
Yeah. So I don't know how you feel about it, but I guess we just have to. We just have to deal with it. Whatever it is, it is. And
it all fits with today's the name of today's show, which is, what is the name of today's show?
The name of the show today is, why does all this blanking blank have to happen to me?
Yes.
And that's always just kind of the story of my life. Whenever things are going pretty good, I never know when something bad's going to happen, and it could be my fault. It might not be my fault, but you always have some adversity lurking around the corner, and maybe this show can help some people fighting the same things that I'm fighting, or worse, probably worse. But you know what happened to me this morning?
Oh, another. You got another. Go ahead.
Yeah, my glasses broke.
Oh my!
For no reason, absolutely no reason. Now I have to go. So I have to go to the optometrist and get that fixed.
Oh wow!
One of the arms just fell off.
Oh, that's missing a screw there. So to fill everybody in, last week you were on your bike on the trail in Redondo, on a marked bike trail, and some guy came up and passed you and you were already hauling ass pretty good, but some guy came up and passed you on the right-hand side and knocked you off your bike. Right. And then this week,
a
couple nights ago in the middle of the night, somebody found your beautiful and very manly Toyota Prius, and in the middle of the night got underneath it and sawed off your catalytic converter.
It wasn't just in the middle of it wasn't just any night. You know what night it was?
Which one?
It was freaking Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that'd be it, because nobody's coming out for that. It's like, you're locked in your house. Somebody.
Yeah, I guess it's my own. I should have known. I mean, I thought I lived in a pretty nice, safe neighborhood, but no.
Well, it's really nice, but I mean, at the end, isn't Crenshaw? No, what street comes down into Manhattan Beach? Doesn't Crenshaw come down to the water?
Well, Manhattan Beach Boulevard.
No, the east-west streets. What one of them comes down to?
Yeah, that's east-west.
Yeah. So
Rosecrans.
they can take public transportation. People from other neighborhoods, especially the bad ones.
Yeah, people can get here if they want. That's the bottom line. They can also drive. There's really I've heard it's actually becoming way too common an occurrence that what you just said, that kind of theft of car parts.
Yeah, I sent you a link on that. That's a very common thing to steal. And now in California, it's a real pain in the ass, as you and I found out yesterday.
Yeah.
Because you just can't slap any old catalytic converter on there to replace it, even though it will do all the functions that it should do, which is to clean up the atmosphere. In California, you have to have one that is CARB approved, which is the California Air Resources Board. And the only one they approve is the one from the dealer. So you're, and the one from the dealer, of course, it's a 2007 model, so they're going to charge you the 2007 price like it was new, and they'll want $2,000 for a factory catalytic converter, which you don't need, but which CARB requires you to put on your car. Isn't that hilarious?
Yeah, so you get fucked by the government and by the thieves.
Yeah,
or maybe they're the same. Maybe they're one and the same. That's the key point.
Well, that would actually make a lot of sense to hire people from other neighborhoods to come in and steal just wherever they can find Priuses to steal them, so they can, create a real demand for used or for new old stock parts they can charge full freight for. I mean, it's a total setup. I just look at it and just think, as soon as I saw that CARB thing, I thought, oh, we're fucked. You're fucked, because that's a government racket that's pushed by the auto industry, or the parts of it that lobbied into the law here in California. So in any other state, you could slap on anything. Here, no, you got to slap on something that matches. So, oh well.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the solution is besides having indoor parking, but there's no indoor parking around where I live.
Well, there's always a possibility that somebody set you up, and that this is it was a targeted theft.
I was targeted.
Yes, specifically.
And why would that be? Can you? I don't.
Well, I don't know. I mean, you're a very powerful lawyer in the third largest or second largest city in America, and so you must have made a few enemies along the way, is what I'm thinking. And of course, you got that bumper sticker on your car, which clearly identifies whose Prius it is, and if that doesn't do it, the fish on there does.
Yeah, I have this show. Maybe it's somebody that I angered at some point in my life. I don't know. I'd have to really think about that.
Who out there did we anger most recently? Yeah, this person who we angered is also having a very shitty season too.
I'm not going to accuse anybody of anything, but I didn't know. He does know. That guy does know a lot about cars. I can tell you that.
Oh yeah. He'd know how to. That's going to hurt you. I mean, I'm sure he doesn't know anything about CARB. But if you did, that would be a perfect target.
Are you trying to get me paranoid?
Oh, I was trying as hard as I could. So
I'm glad I'm not there. I'm not there partaking in any refreshments with you. That would be even worse.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think he's that kind of guy. I think he wouldn't do that. I think he'd be more likely to confront me.
Yeah, that's right.
I'd rather, frankly, I'd respect him more if he punched me in the face as opposed to doing something dirty and underhanded like that.
Yeah, this is the kind of thing that an ex-admirer of yours might do.
That, yeah, maybe. I have a few of those, don't I?
Yeah, I could specifically target you. And that ex-admirer probably knows how to make it hurt, because I'm sure that person's fully aware of CARB.
Yeah, she is pretty good with her hands, too.
Mm-hmm. Well, so is Penn State. Those child molesters won a game yesterday.
Oh, yeah. Penn State, they came through big time against pathetic Michigan Wolverines, who are just they're slowly but surely falling into the basement of the Big Ten. They'll be holding hands with Rutgers sometime soon.
Yeah, and Rutgers even won yesterday too. They beat Purdue.
Did Rutgers win?
They won. Yeah.
Holy shit! What was the score of that? Was that close?
Oh, I think it was like 37-30 or 27-20 or something like that.
Oh, I wish I had seen that game.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you do. I'm sure you would. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Whoa, Purdue,
Yeah.
Rutgers. Yeah. No,
I'm
you
surprised
don't wish you saw.
Tank's not calling in to remind us about that.
Oh, I'm sure we'll be hearing from him shortly. I got some questions for him as well.
But
he was drinking apple cider this week. Of all people, apple
just send
cider.
you some of the dead man walking press conference for Jim Harbaugh. You got that right?
Yeah, I was just playing a few minutes, listening to some of the highlights here.
Tighten up as the game went on.
How do you feel that impacted the play calling down the stretch?
Well, we were moving the ball on the ground and came up with a couple series there where we threw the ball and didn't have the guys were fighting, the guys were playing. I thought Hassan Haskins, another really football player type of performance from him, and guys were battling. We just in the key situations, we first half weren't able to extend the drive. Had some third and short opportunities, and then Penn State was able to convert their third and shorts. Thought that was also when I said we're not getting the stop at the critical time and not getting the first down to sustain the drive offensively. That was a big part of the game.
Yeah, Jim, you just touched on it now, but it seeed that you were frustrated on a number of short yardage plays in the second half. Was that a frustration with your team's execution or with the spots that you were getting?
Just really that the spots, was right at the end of the game. I felt like I thought those couple were short on the but I don't know. I mean, you're down there in the field, you don't really know for sure, but but getting the tackles on the short yardage and just being able to, get a yard when you need it offensively.
I can let it play on, but he's just babbling.
Yeah, it's not worth it. We're not gonna get too much earth-shattering, illuminating analysis from him of what happened, other than he's using a lot of cliches, and it doesn't sound like he's got anything up his sleeve anymore. It's just kind of despondency and he might be on some meds or something, because he's sounds out of it.
Yeah, he was very out of it. Very, very out of it.
Frank Fleming joining us from Jersey.
We've got Frank Fleming on the line from Barstool Sports, a great guest to the show, and I'm sure he's got a take on Michigan football here. Frank, what the heck happened?
I think it's time that I think it's clear that Jim Harbaugh has failed. He has worn out his welcome, and that Michigan will be hiring a new coach next year.
Next year, yeah. we still have to get through this year, though.
Yeah, that's the trouble. Is Rutgers is Rutgers tied with or ahead of Michigan now in the standings?
Well, Michigan beat Rutgers, so they'll be ahead of them by tiebreaker.
Okay.
But keep in mind, that was a triple overtime game, and Rutgers didn't pussyfoot around. Rutgers would have won that game.
Well, Rutgers went Rutgers. What do you expect? But now Michigan's going Michigan, which is nobody expected that. And Penn State of all teams. I mean, the child molesters found some redemption yesterday.
Well, Rutgers has outplayed Michigan.
Yes.
They should have won that game.
Hey, woulda, shoulda, coulda. So, Tank, I saw you drinking. Go ahead.
What happened was Rutgers got too cautious playing in the first overtime, and instead of trying to score, they just tried didn't want to fumble the ball, and he ended up missing the field goal because of it.
Yeah, but the Rutgers, they're going to fumble the ball, so.
Yeah, that's like not something you worry about in overtime. Fumbling the ball. That's just not the way to play overtime.
You shouldn't be worried about anything, but if you're going to worry about something, you're going to lose. And hey, Rutgers just outworried me. I'm sure Michigan was worrying too, but Rutgers just happened to outworry them. Hey, Tank, was that Martinelli's apple cider I saw you drinking?
Yes.
Was that the first time you'd ever had Martinelli's before? Had you even heard of them before?
Yeah, you don't like apple cider, do you?
I can take or leave apple cider.
Uh-huh.
Okay, because I know you don't like apple cider vinegar.
Yeah,
right?
I was just thinking, it's one word away from vinegar, man. You're drinking everything except the vinegar.
I don't like vinegar at all.
Oh, you don't put it on your French fries?
No, I don't like vinegar at all.
At all?
The smell of vinegar repulses me.
Wow, so if you're cleaning up your windows and stuff, you don't use vinegar then?
No.
It's your kryptonite.
Yeah, we found his kryptonite. Well, that and vegetables.
I
celery.
I had drain flies, and someone told me I could get rid of drain flies with vinegar, and I tried it. It was terrible.
Uh-huh.
I'd rather smell the 2 cans of Raid I was spraying per week.
Oh, yeah, the Raid's way better.
What is it? You had drain flies?
Yeah, drain flies.
Like, are those the little flies that you see sometimes in your sink? Is that what?
Yeah.
Is that what that?
Yeah, and they attack vegetables and fruit and stuff. Yeah, little fruit flies.
Yeah. I hate those things.
Yeah, Raid will do it.
Well,
Drano.
I had an infestation a few years ago.
A what station? Oh, an infestation. Yes, in that beautiful building of yours.
Oh, an infestation. Oh.
Yeah, coming from one of your neighbor's places. Hey, Tank, your neighbor upstairs must have been really, maybe from your neighbor upstairs, the Colts fan, who must have been just ecstatic.
Broken pipe.
Broken pipe.
Underneath my bathroom floor.
Okay. Oh, bathroom floor. Okay. Was it the sewer return line?
That's when they fixed my bathroom and left my toilet unconnected.
Oh, yeah.
Holy dog shit!
Yeah, that's right. They did that half-ass job. If I wasn't even calling it half-ass is saying too much. It was too good. Wow.
They left your toilet unconnected?
Yeah.
Well, it was connected to something, just the wrong line. And it didn't plop in under the building, did it? Oh, we're waiting in suspense here.
All right, I don't have much time today. I have. I might be doing a live stream.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
So let's get to the 6, and then I'll get ready to get about my day.
Okay. Okay, well, maybe we can have some small chat with you afterwards. Well, the Thursday games absolutely sucked and were horrible. Did you win anything on Thursday, Tank?
Nope.
No,
I am 1-37 in my last 38 bets.
Yeah, and your college bets were even worse.
Are you losing a lot of money? I mean, how much money are you betting?
$10.
Yeah, so it's really nothing to worry about, but it it adds up when you're 1-30.
I'm down 350 in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, I saw that. You lost weight from over a holiday frickin' week. You lost weight, buddy. How did you do that?
I don't know.
It was Thanksgiving.
He's down to what? He's down to 350?
No. He went down. His weight dropped over Thanksgiving week of all weeks.
Oh, well, maybe he had chicken for Thanksgiving and there was no fat on it. I don't know.
Turkey.
Yeah, you did the turkey. You just didn't film it this year, but you did the turkey.
Sounds like me, actually. I had chicken.
Oh, man. Yeah, we all had to eat COVID chickens. All right, let's get the picks done, and then we'll circle back to some small talk. Coming up today, we've got Las Vegas in Atlanta, and Vegas is a 3-point road favorite. Do the Falcons have anything left today, Tank?
No, the Falcons suck.
Mm-hmm.
Take the Raiders.
Yeah, I like the Raiders there. Chabdog?
Oh God, I'll go with. Yeah, I'll go with the Raiders, but I'm not feeling very good about it.
Oh, you
They'll
should
probably win by a field goal.
You should feel very good about it. And now, the next game up, we have the Arizona Cardinals traveling to our old friends team, the New England Patriots, and the Cardinals are only a 2.5-point road favorite.
Oh, that's a kind of a. Is it going to be? What's the weather like in New England?
Tank, any weather reports?
Well, if it's like it's here, it's not too bad. It's 50 degrees, sunny.
Yeah, so weather shouldn't be a factor today.
Yeah, I mean, I like the Cardinals, but again, anything could happen up there, and I guess I think the Cardinals are due for a bounce-back win.
Yep, I like the Cardinals there too. And then here's a game I need some help on. Tank, you can help me here. The New York Giants are in Cincinnati, and the Giants are a 6-point road favorite. And who knows who's playing quarterback in Cincinnati, but still, who do I pick, Frank?
Scares me a little bit, but take the Giants.
Take the Giants?
Yep.
Giants are where?
In Cincinnati. 6-point favorite on the road.
The Giants are 6-point favorites?
Yeah.
That's a lot of points.
No Joe Burrow. No Nixon.
Yeah, Burrow's gone.
Bengals are toast.
Do you even know who the Bengals quarterback is in that right now?
No.
It's nobody worth talking about?
Pretty much. That or the Denver quarterback. I don't know. One of the
Brandon Allen. Brandon Allen.
Oh, hey, that guy sucked.
Okay.
That was the guy that played for the Cowboys who sucked. I remember him. Didn't he?
Wow.
Total stiff.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, go with the Giants.
Okay, because you're taking the Giants and because your last 29 picks in a row have come up empty, I'm taking Cincinnati. Next up, we have Cleveland. Cleveland is a 6.5-point road favorite in Jacksonville. Does Cleveland get it right today, and do they cover by a touchdown?
Yeah, that's a lot of freaking points.
It's a lot of points, but hey.
I'm going to go with Jacksonville to cover
Jacksonville is terrible. They're starting Mike Glennon.
Oh, Glennon. I can't even say his name. Glennon.
Who? John Lennon?
Mike Glennon.
Mike Glennon. Yeah, I have those when because I don't shave, and so they stick to my, the poop sticks. So I get those Glennons.
Wow, so...
Or they're Klingons, yeah.
Cleveland's going to win by a lot.
They should.
All right, let's go with Cleveland.
And then here's another one you can help me with, Tank. Minnesota at home, 3.5-point favorite over Carolina.
Instinct says Carolina, which means the Panthers will win.
Thank you. This time I'm going to go with you. You're going to get this one right.
He likes Carolina?
I've gotten every Viking game wrong this year.
Yeah.
I have gotten every motherfucking Viking game wrong this year.
Well, almost every Detroit one, too, but okay.
I'm going to go with the Vikings. They're a better team.
All right.
Every time when I pick them, they always lose. So I'm going to go with my instincts and go with the Vikings.
Good. That's why I'm taking Carolina. I love it.
I hate Carolina. I cannot pick them either. They're completely schizophrenic, and they really should never win a game, but they do sometimes.
You get zen with it. But okay, and then we have a rematch from 3 weeks ago. The Colts are playing Tennessee, but this time it's in Indy. Colts a 3-point home favorite.
I like the Colts.
Colts already beat Tennessee. It's a division game. What do you think, Tank?
What was that? Yeah. I like the Colts.
You like the Colts? Okay, but the Colts have already beaten Tennessee once. It's a division game. It's very seldom somebody sweep here. You still taking the Colts?
The Colts always seem to play well against the Titans.
Okay. This is the game I went to and often saw Indy lose, so I'm taking Tennessee.
How many points is the I assume Indy's favored, right?
Yeah, Indy's home team favored by 3.
Yes.
Yeah, I go with Indy.
Okay. Next up, we have the Buffalo Bills at home, and they're only a 5.5-point favorite over the LA Chargers. What's wrong with Buffalo?
The Chargers?
The Chargers are a big hard team.
Yeah.
Chargers are a bizarre team, but
Yeah.
take the Bills. Take the Bills and run with the money.
I mean, the Chargers didn't
Chargers
cover.
have an annoying habit of they often stay in the game, and they could ruin the spread.
Yeah,
very
they didn't.
easily.
They didn't beat the spread last week against the Jets, man.
They didn't beat it?
No.
Nope.
Oh.
34-28 was the final score, and it was an 8.5-point spread. Jets a winner.
Yeah.
No, actually, it was a 10. It was 11-point spread.
Well, it depends where you're shopping. It opened at 8.5. Anyway,
Yeah,
I'm
they're
taking
annoying.
Buffalo. I think anyone's stupid to take the Chargers. And Tank, speaking of the Jets, Miami is on the road today in sunny New York City, and Miami is a 7-point favorite, and they're starting Fitzpatrick.
I like the Dolphins.
Yeah, I do too. I don't see why the Jets. I hear people saying the Jets are going to upset today. Those people are. I don't know what they're drinking, but must be Drano or something.
It's in New York, though?
Yeah. So what?
I know, but it is. Yeah, I could see it happening.
It's not like the
But
Dolphins
I
got to
don't
come west in a different
think-
time zone, man. They just got to go up to Jersey, and it's sunny and 55 degrees.
There's nobody in the stadium, right? It's just
Yeah, but
Nope.
except for Ryan Fitzpatrick, man, who's going to pass for 400 yards. He's going to have a
I
career
love
day.
him.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
Traveler.
you guys are still doing all right with him, Ryan. Even though you did lose last week, right?
Yep.
That was pretty disappointing. Were you upset about that loss last week, Frank?
Yes, I was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think the travel
Oh,
and the altitude affected Miami last week.
The Broncos are really up Schitt's Creek without a paddle this week. They don't have a quarterback.
Yeah, the next
Yeah.
game on our list in New Orleans. Now it opened -6, but now that they have the quarterback issue, it's now moved to -13. But we'll pick at -6. I'm taking the Saints.
Oh.
Easy. They'll probably cover 13 anyway.
It is playing in Denver, though. If Denver does do better there.
Amen.
Not with no quarterback.
I mean, they don't have literally who is going to be throwing the ball for them?
John
We
Elway.
don't even know.
John Elway's coming down.
A guy that's never played quarterback in his life since high school.
Yeah.
And he can only throw the ball 2 yards.
Oh my God. Yeah, I don't know how this could stay close. All right.
They're going to run from the wishbone. It's going to be wishbone offense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pretty easy there. Don't take
All right.
Denver.
You convinced me.
The Rams are at home against San Francisco. Rams a 6.5-point favorite.
Take the Rams.
Yeah. That's pretty solid.
By the way, you know the Niners are no longer going to be allowed to play at home or practice.
What?
Yeah. Is that a local San Francisco ordinance?
Yep. Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, Nancy Pelosi has a funny way
You
of
know,
getting her way.
Actually, it's not San Francisco. It's Santa Clara.
Santa Clara. Okay.
And the mayor of Santa Clara said that. They said, in my opinion, football should be banned anyway. Until 2 years of no cure, the only thing we should be listening to is the news.
And commercials for apple cider vinegar.
By the way, Santa Clara, nobody was allowed to leave their home on Thanksgiving. But the mayor of Santa Clara went to Nancy Pelosi's house and had
Ice cream.
And the mayor said that I'm a leader and important. We shouldn't even be celebrating Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, the new movement is cancel Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Because it's not
culture. And AOC said that cancel culture is the number one thing in the world that we need.
Oh, we need more of it, yeah. Not less. More cancel culture, yeah. Cancel Thanksgiving. That's interesting.
we had a curfew in California on Thanksgiving as well, and it didn't stop the thieves from fucking my car up.
But if you're Antifa or protesting, you got permission.
Well, protesting in church. Well, the church. Yeah, thank goodness the Supreme Court came in and said that you can get together for church. Protesting is just a thing that the left was already allowing. But yeah, that didn't help Chabdog. Did you hear what happened to Chabdog on Thanksgiving, the night of Thanksgiving, Tank? Somebody somebody got underneath his car and cut off his catalytic converter. Yeah, parked in his neighborhood there in Tony, Manhattan Beach. Yeah. He stole his cat.
They were breaking the curfew, no doubt.
Yeah. So they broke two laws there. They had theft and they broke curfew. Oh, obviously, yeah, because that was after 10 o'clock. Maybe it was in the wee hours of Black Friday. They stole his catalytic converter. And you know what the worst thing is, Tank, is that they have this California Air Resources Board and all this stuff you have to do to get your car, clean air certified every couple of years if it's older. And they require, you just can't slap any old catalytic converter on there to replace it. You have to get one that's only available from the dealer. And you know how much a dealer part costs versus aftermarket? Yeah, you know how much one costs. So they're bending over the Chabdog here. And even if you went to a yard,
other things we can talk about.
We didn't talk about the Chiefs Buccaneers.
Nope, that's up next. Chiefs are a 3.5-point favorite in Tampa Bay with Tom Brady. This is actually a pretty exciting game. Let's start with Tank. What do you think, Tank?
Tom Brady is no longer prime time.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, 15. He missed 15 of his last 17 passes over 10 yards. They did not go complete. So I think KC 3.5 looks like a pretty safe bet.
Mm-hmm.
And tonight on Sunday Night Football, as long as we have night football again, it's Green Bay at home is an 8.5-point favorite over the Chicago Bears. Mitch Trubisky is starting. Is that going to change things?
Oh yeah. They got Nick Foles is on the injured list, right? He's hurt.
Well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He got stretched in a bunch of different places.
Yep.
I saw that play.
His wiener's longer than it was. Mm-hmm. And it already was long. He got stretched.
Okay, well.
I'm taking the Bears. What do you say, Frank?
I don't know. This is a perplexing game, too.
How about you, Frank? Bears? Green Bay?
Yeah, take the Packers.
Take the Packers, 8.5. Oh, you're brave. Okay.
I got to go with Tank, though. I don't feel real confident because the Bears have a way of playing close, sloppy games. But
the Bears' offense is pathetic. There's no way the Bears are winning today.
Because they are incompetent!
All right. Well, I'm taking Khalil Mack for a big comeback here. And Monday Night Football.
If the fucking Bears win today, I'm going to scream bloody murder!
You'll do what to your mother?
I'm going to scream bloody murder if the fucking Bears win today.
Oh, well, you'll be screaming bloody murder. I can't wait to get on Twitter and see that happen. Yeah.
So
Monday night.
So, Tank, what game?
2 weeks ago? After that fucking effort, when I picked them?
Yes, I know what you mean. That was the worst.
Yeah, hey, the Bears ran up, got all those wins in there. We thought they were real.
The Bears' offense is this. 1, 2, 3, and out. 1, 2, 3, and out.
Yeah, the plays they were running were like high school plays that a bad high school coach would run.
Yeah. So guess who's going to be,
at all.
Gentlemen, guess who's going to be the coach of the Bears?
Let's get the last game so we could, so I could get ready to get out of here.
Well, Tank, what, do we smell or something? All right. We got 2 games left. Seattle at Philly on Monday night. Seattle's a 5-point favorite. Who do you like?
Seattle.
Yeah, me too. What are you, Chabdog?
Oh, yeah, Philly is trash. They're trash.
Okay. And on Tuesday, if it goes through, we got Pittsburgh at home against Baltimore. When the line opened up last week, it was Pittsburgh -4. Now it's Pittsburgh -8. Me, I like it either. I'll take a -8. I don't care. They're going to beat the snot out of Baltimore. How about you, Tank?
The fucking Ravens are toast.
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson is, I guess, incapacitated for a while.
The Steelers are going to be like Jake Paul, and the Ravens are going to be like Nate Robinson.
Yes, that was a great fight last night. That came to a draw. I'd love to get $11 million and fight to a draw. That'd be great.
Yeah, what the hell is that?
I'm talking about the Nate Robinson fight. You see the Nate Robinson fight?
Oh, was that on earlier? What happened there?
Nate Robinson, the former NBA player, fought Jake Paul. And let's just say Nate Robinson is still asleep.
I'm so confused.
All right, guys. I'll see you guys next week.
Very good. Thank you, Dank. That was a great Frank Fleming from Barstool Sports, an esteemed guest of the Chabdog Sports Talk radio show. You can also catch Frank on YouTube at Frank Fleming and Twitter, NJ Tank.
By the way, Nate Robinson's still asleep.
Wow, ex-NBA players are fighting Chabdog, and we're missing out. What happened there?
I don't know, but I don't think that's a good idea. NBA players typically don't know how to punch. I've seen a lot of punches that my sister could do a better job with.
I'd rather see if they could fight Danny Bonaducci or that kid from the Brady Bunch. I think that'd be a safer bet, but they shouldn't be fighting other grown men.
The only good punch I ever saw an NBA player throw was Kermit Washington, and that was a little too good.
Yeah, that's a little different there.
Yeah, that was actually a cheap shot.
Yeah, that was very.
I know you could play. When Tank leaves, we usually play a clip. You want to play the Mike Tyson clip?
Yeah, let's play that one.
That was a good punch.
That was a good punch.
Wait, guys. What about the tiger? What if he got out?
Oh, fuck. I keep forgetting about the goddamn tiger. How the fuck did it get in there?
I don't know, because I don't remember.
Shh, Stu, keep it down.
It's one of the side effects of roofies is memory loss.
You were literally too stupid to insult.
Thank you.
Come on. Did we leave the musical? Hey! Shh. Don't make any sudden movements. Who the hell are you?
Oh, who the hell are you? Quiet.
Mike Tyson?
This is my favorite part coming up right now. I can feel it coming in the air tonight. You're a Crossline guy. But I've been waiting for this moment for all my life. One more time, guys. Oh, Lord. Oh, shit.
Wow, that was the punch there.
Why did you do that?
Wow.
Mr. Tyson would like to know, why is this tiger in your bathroom?
Hold on. That was completely unnecessary. I'm a huge fan. When you knocked out Holmes, that was...
Explain.
Look, we were drunk.
Okay. That was pretty effective.
Yeah, Mike was kind of looking fat and old in that movie. That was 2009, I think.
Correct.
I don't know.
He's looking really good last night.
Was he looking good last night? I didn't even see it. Did he have?
I saw
he didn't
pictures
have his
of it.
gut.
No, he doesn't have a gut. He's flat.
Wow, and he's like 54, so he's our age.
He's our age.
And did you? So you saw the fight?
No. I saw some photographs from it, and I heard the result. Draw.
Uh-huh.
The rounds were only 2 minute, 8 2-minute rounds.
8 2-minute rounds?
Correct.
I mean, why they can change the fight rounds like that just because the the guys are older or something? I mean, I didn't know.
Well, dude, it's not even a sanction. I mean, it's not like they can do whatever they want. And the guys are, Tyson is 54.
It's just an exhibition, right?
Correct.
Yeah,
an exhibition that paid.
I don't know. I heard people complaining. They always do with a draw that it should have been a decision for somebody.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know how close it was.
I don't either. Don't know. Don't care. Although it is just interesting to see Mike Tyson. What a storied life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Reminds me a lot of Rudyard Kipling. Remember Kipling?
Who?
Rudyard Kipling.
Well, sure, I know who that is. Yeah.
And the British author. Can I play his clip?
Yeah, the great author. Why? You think that it's like reminded you of a Kipling poem or something?
Yes, it did. But may I play the clip?
Oh, sure. I love listening to Kipling. It always.
Read by John Facenda, of course.
If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you, if you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too. If you can wait and not be tired by waiting, or being hated, don't give way to hating. If you can dream and not make dreams your master. If you can think and not make thought your aim. If you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two impostors just the same. If you can make one heap of all your winnings and risk it on one turn of pitch and toss and lose and start again at your beginnings and never breathe a word about your loss. If you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they are gone, and so hold on when there is nothing in you except the will which says to them, hold on. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings, nor lose the common touch, if neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you, but none too much, if you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything that's in it. And which is more, you'll be a man, my son.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like. Yeah.
It's fitting for you after your loss of your catalytic converter.
Yeah, thank you for playing that. It really gave me a different outlook on life.
Life without catalytic converters, yeah.
Yeah, I thought about everything, and Winthorpe came to mind. That scene in Winthorpe in Trading Places where he's dressed up as Santa.
Yes. Oh.
And then it starts to rain, and the dog pees on his leg. And he tries to shoot himself, and the gun doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
He throws the gun away, and it goes off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. You always have to keep your outlook. You keep yourself in the game.
Yeah, Kipling was an interesting story. Do you know much about him, the man, the author?
No. You can tell me. I mean, I know he's British, right? Was he an officer in the British forces in India or something?
I don't believe he was an officer, but I believe his family was stationed overseas in different colonies that of Britons at that time, and that through those experiences he wrote. I believe, then he did graduate and became part of the bureaucracy. I think he worked for a standards office or something, and did that foreign as well.
Uh-huh. It was in the 1800s?
Yes. The 19th century.
Yeah. Yes, when the sun never set on the British Empire.
On the British Empire, that's right. And Victoria was the queen.
Queen Victoria. Yes, she was a long-lived queen.
Yes.
Much like the queen right now, right? It's Queen Elizabeth, right?
Yes, Queen Elizabeth, who's been on the throne since 1953, which is 67 years.
Yeah, she must be is she in her 90s?
Yes.
Yeah.
Still going strong.
I know.
Her husband, Prince Philip, is 99.
Prince Philip is 99?
Yes, I believe he turns 100 next year.
He's older than her.
Yes.
Oh. So what's the deal when she dies? If he's still alive, then does he become king then?
No. He married it. She's the royal line. He married into it, so he's not the king.
Oh,
prince. He's a prince, but that's it. So she passes away. If it goes according to simply the next up, then it's Prince Charles becomes King Charles.
Oh, okay.
And
he's been waiting for that for a long time.
Yes.
Mr. Big Ears.
Yep. And then it goes from him to his firstborn son, if he so chooses not to take the place, or if he predeceases the queen.
You're an expert on this stuff.
I grew up in Canada, so I mean, this is how things roll there.
This is they pay attention to this stuff.
Yeah, they threw big parties back when Chuck and Di got married in '81.
I mean, how did it work? Maybe we can get into this, but how did it work in Canada with their own independence from England? Was that just something that England and Canada agreed on at some point, and there was never any kind of violence or any kind of, like in the United States?
Yeah, it was a three-step process, starting in 1867 when Britain just through acquiescence said, yeah, you know what, go ahead and form your own dominion, and you'll just be a part of the Commonwealth. We'll still oversee you, but we'll just give you a lot more autonomy. So you can call yourself your own country if you want. I mean, really just as simple as that.
Mm-hmm.
No violence. It was back to a money thing. Britain could make more money with other colonies and do better elsewhere. And Canada and the North American colonies were becoming actually a drag at that point. So they said, well, let's go focus our attention in investments in India and less on in North America.
Mm-hmm.
Then in 1931, Canada got the right to amend its own laws without having to go back to the Parliament for a vote in England. And then sometime in the early 1980s, they got basically all the rest of the stuff taken out, that any other decision-making, that all decision-making is made in Canada, that there is no reference to the British government whatsoever. And then the charters of rights and freedoms, that protect individual rights in Canada, were enshrined and are written by Canadians and completely separate from British law.
But that wasn't until 1980.
Yeah, until the 1980s. Yes, that's right. They call it the Meech Lake Accord, or that was part of it. And then Trudeau did something earlier. Yeah, Trudeau, not the current, but his father, Pierre Elliott Trudeau, officially repatriated the Constitution in 83 or 84 or something like that.
Yeah.
So there's Canadian history.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
In a blink. But the Queen's still on the money. The property up there is referred to. You're getting a lease from the Crown. It's all Crown land, even though you hold title to the property. It's still considered a lease from the Crown. If Chabdog, you were a lawyer and you worked for the government prosecuting their cases, you'd be a member of the Queen's Council. I mean, there's still the law is still littered with Britishisms, either intended or left over.
Yeah.
And if you don't like it here, you can move to Canada. All you people don't like it here, you can move to Canada. Canada's a great country. America's greater.
Yeah. But the weather's not quite as nice up there as it is here, right?
There are no palm trees in Canada. Yeah, it does not get warm enough for a palm tree.
Does it get really cold everywhere in Canada in the winter?
Pretty much. It goes from cold to colder.
Yeah.
Because there's no palm trees, so it can never be warm.
The summers must be pretty nice, though.
Yeah, summers are hot, like they're hot in the Midwest, like they're hot in Maryland. In some spots, quite, all that horrible sticky mess. Yeah, they can be really hot and horrible and full of bugs. Yeah, you go further north, you go, the more bugs. You just get covered in mosquitoes and black flies. So there's this beautiful empty land of all these lakes, and all these lakes just breed mosquitoes and black flies. And mosquitoes and black flies will just swarm you. Like literally a cloud of them will engulf you, and they don't care. You wear DEET, that turns them on.
It's not fit for human consumption up there. I mean, you're just not. People are not supposed to live up there.
No, not unless you got nuclear weapons and stuff to kill off the bugs, because you're literally going to have to it's like DDT. You're going to need to create DDT.
Yeah, you don't see too many like National Geographic specials of people messing around in the in the upper reaches of Canada in the summer.
No, because you can't pay a film crew enough money to go up there and get eaten alive by black flies. Forget it. But there's some beautiful spots in northern Saskatchewan.
In the winter, it's just cold as fuck. I mean, it's just.
Oh yeah, you don't even want to ice fish. It's so cold. No. It's blowing cold and horrible. So we got Brian Keller from Sports Rock has just joined us here.
Oh, okay, great. Hello, Brian.
Hello, gentlemen. Hi, guys.
Hello, Brian.
How are things? Yes. How's things in the world of sports rock?
Good. It's pretty entertaining. Keeps us busy.
Yeah. Yeah, I was all happy about the Texans winning and getting vindicated on that, and then of course, I did the idiotic thing of picking the Cowboys after I had initially picked the Redskins.
They're not the Redskins.
And then you saw what that happened to the Cowboys on Thanksgiving. Oh.
That was a curb
Yep,
stop.
that was quite a show. Yeah, me and there's only one other gal, I think. The only ones that got both those games.
Oh, you got both those?
Cowboys. Yeah, Texans and Washington. Yep.
Gained another precious game on me. Wow.
Yeah, that was kind of switching back and forth. Yeah. We're all kind of just waiting for this Steelers game to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, that was sorely missed, because you're normally, like, for all the people out there who cook on Thursdays, you spend most of your time cooking. Well, sorry, the morning game you're cooking. The afternoon game, you're finished cooking, you start eating after halftime. And then you got the evening game to totally relax. And there was no evening game. It was,
exactly.
Yeah, it was so disappointing.
So I ended up doing, because I was at my mother-in-law's for dinner, and they have kids over there and stuff, so they're watching other things. I checked the score on my phone, but when I got home Thursday night, I went ahead and put on the replay of the Redskins game. So I watched the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
That was kind of cool. But I couldn't believe when I was seeing the final score. No, jeez. It didn't just beat them. Beat the crap out of them.
Yeah, they massacred them at the end there.
Yeah, they took their scalps like a bunch of filthy football teamers.
And then the Cowboys and the fake punt stunt and Dalton's interception.
Oh, that fake
punt.
That
was a great play.
They weren't even trying. I mean, they just lined up like, we all know what we're doing, so you all know what we're doing. Just kill us quick, make it end fast.
Well, they were in the game up until that point. Yeah, well,
Yeah, sort of.
Well, let's say the Redskins, the Washington team has, they have a quarterback that knows what he's doing, and that means a lot. That guy can stay healthy. I think they have a chance to win that division, don't they?
Yeah, actually, they do.
Yeah, because
they do.
You see what Philly, and Wentz just ain't getting it done, and of course the Cowboys and the Giants. Yeah,
they have a slim chance.
Win that division.
They have a very slim chance, but they can win that division. Yeah, I heard somebody go over a week ago, went over the scenario as far-fetched as it was, but it could happen. But it starts with this. Yeah, they had to beat Dallas, which nobody thought they could do.
Yeah, nobody was expecting that one, especially on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, Thanksgiving Day in Dallas. Yeah, it's a game that even good Washington teams normally don't win. So, what a mess.
That was fun.
Yeah, that day. We had good turkey that day, but bad football. Good pies, good food. That all worked well.
Well, it was a great game for me. So that's my team. Despite themselves.
Well, I'm glad somebody got something in. So let's get your picks here quickly before kickoff here.
I got the Bills.
Yeah, me too.
Against the Chargers. That's pretty easy.
You think so?
I've got the Colts over the Titans.
So they're going to sweep the Colts, sweep the Titans in the division this year, huh?
Yeah, I just kind of like where the Colts are at.
Uh-huh.
But that could go either way. My upset for the day is going to be Jags.
That would be an upset.
Beat the Browns.
Yeah.
At home.
Yeah. They're 6.5
I don't believe in I'm not sold on the Browns yet. Vikings over the Panthers.
Vikings. Oh, you're brave. Okay.
I got the Raiders winning.
Yeah. Over Atlanta.
That's Atlanta. That is in Atlanta, but the Raiders seem to have something going. What else have I got here? Oh, Bengals over the Giants.
Yeah, you guys. What's the line on your? I got 6 points on my line here. Giants by 6.
I'm just gonna take the Bengals over them straight up.
Oh, okay. I'll
Maybe
take the Bengals
3.
minus 6. Plus 6.
I'm also swinging toward the Cardinals over the Patriots.
Yeah, Patriots are done. Stick a fork in them.
Depends what Cardinal team shows up. I got the Rams on a roll over the Niners. Let's see, Saints over the Broncos. Quarterbackless Broncos. Actually, they got some kid, I guess, going to play that used to play in college.
Apparently.
I heard one of their receivers was a college quarterback.
Yeah, that should work fine.
I was thinking, hey, why don't Elway just step down there on the field?
I know. Yeah, it's Elway can come back on. Just play two-hand touch or a flag. Put a flag on him. You can't tackle him, but just pull a flag if you get close enough.
Buccaneers are going to knock the Chiefs. Chiefs are due for a letdown. Brady's must win.
Yeah. I don't know about that.
I wasn't sure either, but I'm thinking if they're at home, Brady, we know Brady isn't that bad. And the Chiefs are kind of due for a loss, I'm thinking.
No, they're not. They're going to spank Brady. They want revenge.
Yeah,
Packers over the Bears.
Yeah. Frank's going to go nuts apparently if the Bears win that game. So let's hope the Bears. I'm pulling for the Bears.
Seahawks over the Eagles.
Yeah, that's an easy one.
First one, and then of course the Steelers over the Ravens whenever that gets done.
Yeah, whenever.
Yeah.
Whenever.
All right.
Well, anyway, I started keeping track last week. I hadn't really been keeping up. Last week I decided maybe I should track these a little bit. I went 8-6 last week.
All right. I went 6-8. Did the mirror. Well, Chabdog, we're up at the halftime.
All right, well, let's go to the break.
Okay, we'll come on.
What do you want to play in the clips department?
I'll put the Caliendo clip on from Jay Leno.
Okay. Play whatever, and we'll be back in about 8 minutes to 10 minutes, okay?
Okay, on the Chabdog Sports Talk Radio Show. Come on back after the break.
All right.
We're told that greatness is exceptional, when it should be expected. You choose every day to live your life intentionally, without apology for how bright your light may shine. So go be great. Go be brilliant. Go be you. Go defy life. The Defy Life movement is one that speaks to each of us in its own way. Defy Life gear speaks to us all by reminding us that one size does not fit all. Visit defylifegear.com to get fitted for greatness.
The law office of Brandon S. Chabner, serving clients in Southern California with transactional legal services since 2007. We handle general corporate, outside counsel type work, drafting and negotiating a wide variety of business and commercial contracts, including non-disclosure agreements, independent contractor agreements, and employment agreements. Our experience includes working with public and private companies and involves a broad range of industries, including healthcare, consumer products, real estate, and high technology. Mr. Chabner has over 20 years of legal experience, having worked for some larger national firms and serving as general counsel for a multi-million-dollar private company here in Southern California before starting his own legal practice. His educational credentials include a law degree from UCLA, where he was on law review, undergraduate degree at Yale, where he graduated magna cum laude, and an MBA from Harvard Business School. Other areas of focus for Chabner Law include press release and business plan editing, litigation matters, and debt and mortgage resolution work. You can contact us at 310-698-0740 and at bchabner@chabnerlaw.com.
Like Chabdog said, he was 100% right.
He can take all comers.
Good to have you on the show. Nice to see you. How are things going?
Pretty good, Dave. I mean, there's a lot of places you could be, but I mean, anytime you're at a place like this, you think, I mean, things start to get. You want to be in a funny place, and this is one of those funny places. And if for another place and it's not as funny, you think, I mean, why am I in that place? What I wanted to be was in a funny place, and boom, I'm in it right now, Dave.
Good. Thank you. Well, it's an exciting time for you and football. I mean, you're in the Hall of Fame, and you went to a new network and everything. How's all that going?
Yeah, I mean, a new network. I mean, you wouldn't know about switching networks, Dave, but I mean, it's just one of those things that, you go to a different place and you do different things.
Right.
Still working with Al Michaels, of course, the greatest announcer in the world, if you don't count like 30 or 40 other guys.
Right.
He stands on a box to be the same height as me, but I mean, it's great working there and great doing what we're doing there and doing the things we do, and as long as we keep doing them, I mean,
that's what that's all about.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's like the hokey pokey. You put your right foot in, you take your right foot out, you put your right foot in, you shake it all about.
Of course.
Do the hokey pokey and you turn yourself around. Boom. That's what that's all about, Dave.
Now, Coach, do you mind if I call you Coach?
I mean, coach is fine. I think coaches are, I mean,
All right.
a lot of people
over the years, one of the interesting things, one of the many interesting things I've known about you, or I think I know about you, is that you don't fly. Is that correct?
Definitely not. I mean,
you don't like to fly? You're afraid of flying?
A little bit of claustrophobia. I mean, you know, and you can't get out of a plane. I mean, you can get out of a car or a bus, you know, we're going to take the cruiser, but, I mean, you can't get out of a plane. I mean, people I don't think were meant to fly. I mean, and if people were meant to fly, they'd have wings. People don't have, but then again, I mean, what do you think about it?
I'm sorry?
Well, turkeys have wings, and they don't fly either.
Well,
but
that's a good point.
They do taste good. I mean,
they're very tasty,
I mean, anything with wings pretty much is a pretty tasty treat. I mean, if I could.
What?
If I could, what I would do is put wings on a cow, and that would be like a flying burger.
Yeah.
I mean, there you go.
That's right, exactly. Now, do you mind if I ask you a couple of football questions? And I watch the game, and I don't pretend to understand it, but I enjoy it. But
same thing with me.
But what, down by contact, can you explain that rule, down by contact?
Well, I mean, now they can review down by contact. It wasn't before you couldn't review it, now you can review it. That means if a guy's running a blow the whistle, you can keep playing. I mean, look out, boom, you can still get hit. I mean, that's the thing. It used to be where you couldn't get hit, but now, I mean, look out, people are still coming from you. You realize that could be a potential hazard to people, but at the same time, you've seen a guy lose the ball before, and now the other team can get the ball even after the whistle's blown.
Yeah.
At least those are the notes I've gotten.
Yeah. Now, how about this? You hear terms refer to a player as being probable, questionable, or doubtful. What now? Can you interpret those three?
Probable was that question. You were probably going to ask it.
No, I just did ask.
Yeah, and that's what happens when a player's probable. That means he's going to play. He probably is going to play. And then questionable is my answer on this. I'm not sure if I really know. And doubtful is if you'll ever ask a real question like that again.
None of that made any sense.
I mean, I make a living at it.
That's right. Okay. All right, Coach. Now, let me.
That's the difference here. They don't clap for you in the booth.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's right.
I mean, Al is never standing there going, I mean, actually, do you believe in miracles? Clap. I mean, that doesn't happen.
That doesn't happen there. Let me ask you about Brett Favre. Brett
Favre is an unbelievable player. I mean, the Greek gods, he's one step above that. I mean,
really?
If you could clone Brett Favre and put him in all the positions on the field, and then you played against another team of clone Brett Favres, I think the universe would explode. I mean, I think my head's going to explode just trying to think about that. Nothing. I'm okay. I thought something was going to happen there, but then I just kept it in. You can take. That's what happened. Anytime you think about Brett Favre, I mean, just things start to happen, and things start to move inside, and you want to get up and dance or something like that, and you hold it back and realize, I mean, there's no real reason to dance.
We're running out of time here, thank the Lord. But let me ask your prediction, Coach, for the Super Bowl. I know it's early, but you would know. You have some insight.
Well, I mean, I would say Brett Favre's going to win it by himself, but you can't. I mean, you can't win the Super Bowl by yourself.
No, you really can't.
Defense wins championships, and players do. I don't know what the saying is, but. I think that the Super Bowl champion would probably be the winner of the AFC championship and the winner of the NFC championship. Right. And the two teams that play in that game, that decides the winner. And I mean, only one team leaves the Super Bowl as the winner, and everybody else loses their last game. So if you win your last game every year, you're probably the Super Bowl winner.
Right. Well, I know you got to run to get ready for the big game Sunday night.
I got to get to San Diego. San Diego.
You get quite a drive ahead of you, Coach.
I think I made a wrong turn.
Yeah, all right. Well, good to see you. Have a great season.
Thank you.
John Madden, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right.
And we're back.
Yes. John Madden is still He's still going strong.
Yeah, I bet you he's not. Yeah, he never liked flying anyway, so he's still taking the bus everywhere.
No, I remember that about him. But he never flew.
The turduckens.
Oh, he liked turducken?
Well, he was the inventor of the turducken.
Oh.
Well, he started handing out.
He used to have his own bus.
You have the bus. Mm-hmm.
He'd have it on his bus.
Yep. Yeah, because they started by giving out a turkey leg to the best player, and then that went from they needed to have some more because they had more than one player. And then when they ran out of 2 turkey legs, then that's when they went to the turducken. So they got the legs of a chicken and legs of a duck they could hand out too, so that could hand out 6 pair or 3 pair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, isn't that just an abomination of nature?
Yeah, in a state carnival kind of way. Uh-huh.
Cards got a quick 7-0 lead.
Yeah, Giants are 7-0 also against Cincinnati.
Yeah,
yep,
there you go, Brian.
We're just getting started.
Tennessee just went up on Indianapolis 7-0.
Yeah, I told you guys it's division.
Yeah.
They don't sweep each. Seldom does one team sweep the other in that division. Seldom.
I should have listened to you, Eric.
And
that's okay. Still early.
Still early.
Jets 3-0 over the Dolphins.
Oh.
So Brian,
I told you not.
Go ahead, Chabdog.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Chabdog.
No, it's all right. Nothing real important. Just the Jets could be trouble today against the Dolphins.
Oh, jeez. That would be horrible. So, Brian, on October 25th, 1970, in Japan, there was a guy named Yukio Mishima had his day that day. Do you know anything about his story? You ever heard of this guy?
It's not familiar at the moment.
So I bring it up because it was the 50th anniversary. So this past Wednesday was November 25th, and so 50 years ago that day, this author storms into a garrison, takes a military garrison, takes the commandant hostage, and says assemble all the troops. So they assemble all the troops outside the commandant's office, which had a balcony that overlooked the assembly area. And he comes out and he gives a speech about how Japan has lost its ways and the men have to get back to Bushido culture, which is like that macho Japanese samurai stuff, and that respect the emperor as they did before they were robbed of all this from the new constitution that came out of World War II and yada yada yada. And the crowd started jeering at him, and he said, "You're not strong enough." And he pulls out his sword and he commits seppuku right there in front of them all. Where you slice out your own guts, and sacrifices himself to the message. That's pretty dramatic, isn't it?
Wow.
Yeah, needless to say, he did not survive.
Yeah, so what is your point that we don't have any political leaders like that anymore that will fall on their own sword?
Wow, I hadn't thought of it that way, but now that you mention it, he fell on his sword.
They fall on their own sword.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no equivalent to that. I mean, that's so dramatic to sit there and have a big publicity stunt, but then kill yourself in the stunt as part of the stunt. I mean, yes, it does achieve maximum publicity, but at what cost?
Really kill yourself, not just pretend to kill yourself.
Yeah, like he can't come back for seconds. He's gone.
Because he obviously had a lot of those people sold on the whole imperialism thing.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the same way that we're sold on ours. You got to believe in it. If there's no belief, there's no existence. And it has to be a mass, a large enough mass that believes. Look at the election. I mean, what's the real truth? I'm willing to accept the truth, but it's also quite possible that that 75% of the nation voted for one side or the other, but that's not what's being reported. That they can report that it was close. And if it's close, that means, if it's really close, then I guess, things like this can happen because it was so close, even though I've never met a really big block of voters for one or the other side. But if they said it was really close, then people would be more acceptable of this kind of transfer of power. But if it really was 80% of the nation voted Republican, voted for the Republican candidate, and that information is being suppressed, that'd be that would be very disheartening. But I don't believe Chabdog. Do you think that's happening? Do you think there's more votes than counted, and that's simply we're being lied to, and the machines have been tampered with, like they were in Venezuela?
I kind of feel like in most of the states the vote count was right, and but I mean the data is the data, and it sounds like we have various things going on that have to be looked into, like how to. I know that in Wisconsin there were a bunch of counties where more people voted than could have voted based on the number of eligible voters.
Allegedly.
I mean, and it wasn't even close.
Yeah.
Like, how does that happen? That just can't happen.
It shouldn't, but it happens. But that's
and
different.
there's those few key swing states that were just awful close. That's always going to put some concern in people's minds.
Well, here's the thing. Let's just start with that. Do both you believe it was a close election as it's been reported?
Yeah. I mean, I accept the fact that Joe got more votes than he did in some of those key states, and that was really the difference there.
Yeah, because if it's not a close election, if one side ran away with it, then there's nothing to dispute. There's no fight. There's nothing. You can't dispute anything if it's not. So the circumstances have to be. It has to be a close election in order for these things to open up.
You also have, you should look at, I think, some other things that don't really make sense that would suggest that there was something going on in the swing states. Like, I thought I saw some data about the fact that Clinton outperformed Biden in the big cities, except for the big cities in the swing states where it was like completely the opposite. And that to me, that's just too much of a coincidence. It doesn't add up.
No,
but that's not enough to overturn an election, but it suggests that something wasn't right.
Yeah, I saw I saw patterns that I thought looked suspicious too, such as in the places where Trump won, in many counties, many districts where Trump won last year, that are sort of away from where any alleged messing around was happening. He picked up votes in those areas. And then you get over to the areas where, there was allegedly some issues in those states there, and they went the other way. And so that doesn't really, it's suspicious. It could very well have happened that way, but it's just very suspicious that in areas that he'd won before in those same states, he went up, but in the areas where they're contesting the vote, he went down significantly. It's, suspicious.
Yeah. And I think also I've determined that Donald was made a big deal out of, this guy couldn't possibly have 80 million people voted for him. I think he's missing the point that I bet about 20 million of those votes were not votes for Biden. They were votes against Donald.
Yes. There's that factor as well.
Mickey Mouse could have been his opponent, and he would have got.
Well, if we accept that it was a close election, and I'm also willing to accept it too, but keep in mind, gentlemen, that if it's not a close election, then none of this discussion could be happening. So there may be those that want us to perceive it as a close election, but that's a whole different tin hat conspiracy story.
There was also the interesting point that Trump had brought up as well. Some of those states, I think it was Michigan, I know for sure, but I remember about midnight that night, Trump was ahead in several of those states as the election day votes were being counted.
Mm-hmm.
he was doing quite well. I remember even about 1 or 2 in the morning thinking to myself, geez, can this guy actually pull it off?
Mm-hmm.
But then as those other votes that mailed in started getting counted,
yeah,
then it swung the other way. Yeah.
Well, and Brian, I'm glad you brought that up, because that's all presupposing on something we all just completely accept, is that mail-in votes are going to be more Democratic votes, more on the Democratic side than Republican vote, which doesn't really that doesn't make common sense, but that's what we're being told, and that's what we accept verbatim. But I want to challenge that assumption. Why do Democratic votes automatically mean more, or mail-in votes mean more Democratic votes? Can somebody explain that to me? With scientific proof?
I think that would be difficult.
I know, it's all speculation. Why should it be any different? Why I get 1,000 votes, people walk up, I get 1,000 votes, they mail them in. You get a big enough statistical sample, they should be the same.
I believe is that most conservative and Republicans consider in-person voting the only way to go.
Mm-hmm.
They're just hesitant, or they just don't believe in mail-in voting. So that's why there was a lack of mail-in votes from their side versus the Democrats.
Well, yes, and that's
and
the
Trump,
story that I accept that story, but I also accept that I could say there's millions of different sects in the Democrat, and there are Democratic Party members that would also, for the same reason, show up and never vote by mail because they don't trust it.
Yeah.
So it comes back to, I get 100,000 mail-in votes.
You had the added concern. You had the added concern with, socializing with the pandemic. So that obviously increased the mail-in voting.
It did.
By far.
It did. But you think that would make more Republicans stay home because they don't want to get out there and be part of the riot. They just want to vote, so they want to stay home. Or maybe they're too busy working, so they don't want to stand in line.
Again, there's that mindset where many of them are not so concerned, or they don't think it's a big problem or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, or they're the virus deniers that are out there, and they tended to be, Republicans, not Democrats. If there's a affiliation given to those people, okay.
Yeah, like I said, my bottom line is I think there was just so many more people that were voting against Donald as opposed to actually voting for Biden.
Yeah. I think that's the truth, Brian, right there. That regardless of what shenanigans have or may have occurred, that the will of the people is, this is what the will
and
of the
Donald still, he got a record number of votes too.
Oh, yeah.
He just not enough, but...
he got way more votes 10 million more votes than he got when he beat Hillary, I think.
Yep.
That's a lot of votes, and the states have to observe their own rules. If those absentee ballots or mail-in ballots aren't being sent in with the proper verification under state law, and they're not being checked correctly, then I don't see why they should be counted. And
I don't either, and that's challengeable in court.
I guess just to see what our legal system, how it handles this. I mean, it's not a difficult situation because we gotta get something done. We're running out of time.
Oh yeah, well they'll figure something.
So far they just haven't. Found any solid or big evidence. I'm sure there is some, but not anywhere near any numbers that Trump's gonna need as far as votes that were not legal or whatever.
Yeah, it was so well done that they can't find any evidence of it. So that either means it really is a great conspiracy and it's really buried, or there was none whatsoever. But that there were irregularities, sure. But there's irregularities in every election. But it's not going to change the outcome.
Yeah, that's true.
It might make the next election. Hopefully, it'll make the next election safer. But they'll find other ways. There'll be other irregularities. There's irregularities in every election, and in close ones, it makes it all the more poignant. But it still doesn't change what's going to happen here.
It's just, I don't know. I think the safeguards on this one were just not. It was just.
Oh, of course, Chabdog. The mail-in vote. There were mail-in votes at a level that were never done before in a system that wasn't prepared to do it and didn't have adequate time to prepare. And then you throw the quote. Yeah, it's of course, yes. But even with that, it's actually pretty. It was actually a pretty good election when you look at it that way. Boy, with all that, and they still got most of the count done correctly. I mean, record number of votes. Yeah, record number of tallies. You have all these mail-in votes. You got to check signatures. You got to do this. You got to do that. And I actually applaud. I didn't think the system would have held up this well, quite frankly. The way other systems have devolved this year, the CDC blew up in our faces, but our election system actually, things got integrity. Let's see somebody else pull off a vote like this under these circumstances.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the will of the people. I mean, it's just bottom line. If Trump could have chosen, he chose to do what he chose to do, and he pays the consequences of it. Yeah, my opinion. Yeah, had he been more conciliatory, had he been a man that brought people together, that reminded us of our similarities instead of our differences, that toned down just a little bit and was acted a little more presidential. I think that man would have been much more reelectable than the behavior of the current president.
But Eric, you're
right on.
The whole 4 years they were attacking him. I mean, they wanted him out from day one.
I know.
And this Russia investigation, where did it? Yeah, some people think he obstructed it, but I never really saw anything.
Oh yeah, no, he didn't do anything wrong. I'm not saying were there people obstructing his way, making it a pain in the ass, saying he wasn't attesting to his illegitimacy the whole time. Yeah, but that's got nothing to do with him, and that speaks more to the character of his opponents. Those are horrible people. They didn't while similar things were done under President Obama's tenure, they weren't done to that degree. But there were people saying, he wasn't born here, and saying that the entire time he was president. And the Senate did prevent him, didn't pass one of his budgets, meaning he had to fund every year with appropriations. So, that's pretty, they were pretty disrespectful of his power, too.
But the impeachment thing and the investigation that seemed at some point like harassment, just that color.
He kept bringing things on himself too, though.
But the impeachment and the Russia investigation, those things discredit the Democrats in any sane person's opinion. But then Trump would blow himself up too, so he also would discredit himself amongst any person who had a brain.
I don't know. I just hope the judges, whoever's making these decisions, are looking at the evidence and keeping an open mind and not just saying, okay, we're going to just mark this as done because it's best for the country to move on. Well, it's not best for the country if there was rampant fraud.
I can very seldom count the times where a judge just swept stuff like this under the rug, especially with the scrutiny that's going to be coming here, so I wouldn't expect that. But there were good things out of the Supreme Court this week. Did you see the Supreme Court took up that case and on a 5-4 decision said that you cannot arbitrarily restrict religious gathering for religious services?
Yeah, I saw that. That was interesting.
Yeah.
And there was a very good point made by a guy in New York. He was talking about, we understand the restrictions, we understand limitations on Hollywood, but they're talking about. He was saying that they want to limit them to like 25, 50 people in a church that holds 500. Just doesn't seem fair.
Yeah,
maybe
like
100 people.
The football stadiums don't have that. A lot of them have more people than that in them, don't they?
Oh yeah, but they can argue that it's outdoors or semi-outdoors, that kind of thing. But no, I'm with that. That they're overly restrictive on some of these things. When they if they tell a church of 500 that only 25 or 50 of them can show up, that's pretty extreme.
Yeah, it was what was being argued was the arbitrariness in saying that, okay, if you're a restaurant, you can open to 50% capacity. If you're Walmart or Home Depot, you can let in who knows what it is there, but it's obviously they're not turning people away or lining up to get in there, so it's a lot of people. But when it came to a church, they said, yeah, you can only be open 10%. Why? Well, because we said 10%. There's nothing. They're just saying you can't be arbitrary and capricious that way. And what's interesting is twice before, these other states also went to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court turned that down. So it was having Ms. Barrett now, the new Supreme Court justice, made the difference here. Because before they weren't even accepting the case. the liberal majority, with Justice Roberts voting for on the liberal side, weren't even willing to hear these cases.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, that's a very significant freedom, the right free exercise of religion, and the states just can't casually close that down. They have to.
Well, and the Supreme Court agrees that it can't be arbitrary. If you want to say 10%, then base it on something. If you're going to say 50%, based on something. If you're going to say that that Walmart can be open to 100% or 80% capacity, then the church has got to be as well. You can't be discriminatory, and that should have been clear. And why it wasn't clear twice earlier to the Supreme Court it just baffles me. Why even, unless liberal justices, part of that belief is that the state can tell you what to do and you just have to listen, whether it's fair, equitable, or not, which is not my belief. I don't think the belief of any freedom-loving person. That freedom is not something that there's no degrees to freedom. There's no, well, you can have this much freedom, but then after that, you're just gonna have to listen. Take what the overlord tells you to do, whether it's reasonable or not. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like California's crazy, trying to do crazy things like limiting the Thanksgiving gatherings, and they came up with arbitrary figures, 3 families, 15 people. That's kind of weird stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Without any basis. I mean, if there was basis in it, I would love to have seen it, but I've seen no basis in science. And then even if these are just edicts, nobody's enforcing them. Here in Orange County, the sheriff has specifically said that it's what the governor says, but we're not. There's nobody here enforcing it because we're not going to do
it. Yeah, unenforceable, or just refuse the voting.
Yeah, it's back to people. We can make our choice. So it's
Thanksgiving dinner and knocking your door down because they heard people singing or something.
Yeah. I would prefer that the governor and our government officials speak, use moral suasion to tell us what's right and wrong instead of implying the implicit implication they have some legal ability to tell us this information, these guidelines. Yeah. I mean, they're being. I don't want to call it their own hypocrisy, as we know Governor Newsom went to the French Laundry, etc. But look, people are people. We're all people. What they should be saying. How they should be acting, using that word "should" here, which is a horrible word, by the way, but they should be saying, here's what we advise. We know it's not going to be possible, but please be conscious of it. Please be mindful of it in making your decisions to join a big group of people. Yeah, you might do it anyway, but just be mindful of this. Well, they're not saying that message at all. They're saying, here's the new edict from the government. Here's what we're telling you. But using language that implies we must do it, and there'll be penalty if we don't. And that's bullcrap.
I hear you.
Americans don't like to hear that.
No. Socialists like to hear that. Americans don't.
No.
But the American socialists, they do. Yep.
Well, it may change soon with the vaccine on the way.
Yeah, the effectiveness rate of that thing looks out of sight if those numbers are correct. I mean, 95% effectiveness rate, man, that's knocking it out of the park.
We're still not quite, well, it's coming, but I think Donald was a little over-enthusiastic there because they're not even approved anything yet. And they say that around December 10th will be the day that they will officially approve something or authorize something.
Yeah.
And then after that, it's another week or two before you really see anything coming out.
Well, that's fine. Are you going to be first in line to get the vaccine shot, Brian?
I would be if I had the opportunity.
Chabdog?
Sure.
I'm not I mean, I don't think I'm part of the target population that's supposed to get it first. But
Yeah,
I would
okay. I'm
definitely
not
do
giving
it.
you the easy way out, buddy. Okay, you know what? I got a shot for you here. You want to take it?
It depends on where they put their qualification points. I'm at the 63, going on 64. Not 65. That might be their magic number. It seems to be their magic number. So, but I do have an underlying condition. I have a bad heart. So
all those years with the phone company,
yeah.
huh?
Oh,
yeah, phone company. Yeah.
AT&T will do it to you.
Yeah.
Ma Bell.
You have the Brian. Did you say you have a pacemaker in there?
Yes, I do.
Oh
wow.
Yeah, you can go for decades with those things too. By the way.
Well, actually, I'm on my second one now. I just got
there you go.
3 weeks ago. They put it in a replacement. First one was like 5.5 years. The first one.
Mm-hmm.
And they just put in a new one.
It's a stupid question, but I mean, can you feel like you can tell it's in there?
No, I can't tell any difference. I mean, of course, I can feel the little thing it's under my skin on top of my chest. It's a little tiny thing.
You can.
Yeah, so Cleveland Steamers must be quite uncomfortable.
I can feel it when they tweak it. Every 6 months, you got to go in and they test it or check it. The guy sits there and plays with these knobs. You can increase and decrease the effectiveness. See.
Uh-huh.
And when he starts tuning it down, it's like a nice rush.
That's kind of wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, if I didn't have it, I probably wouldn't last very long. Let's put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
It's maintaining a regular beat for me because my heart can't do it by itself.
Yeah.
I was fortunate I'm not one of these ones I didn't get it damaged. So it's intact. It's just isn't as strong as it's supposed to be. Yeah.
Oh, Brian, I'm sure it's fine. It's gotten you this far.
Does it set anything off when you go through the metal detectors?
No metal detectors. The only thing I have to watch out for is microwaves and X-rays.
Oh, microwaves. You can't go near a microwave?
Not when it's on. I have to stand. It's recommended I stand back at least 3 feet or more away. Mm-hmm. So when I put my coffee in there, I do, and then I walk away.
Well, it's all shielded. It shouldn't be leaking.
Yeah, they said that's a typical home microwave. Is not that bad anyway. I can't lean over a running engine if I'm fixing a car.
Mm.
Magnetic.
Oh yeah, that's right. There'll be all kinds of interference in there. Uh-huh.
Yeah, you probably couldn't travel to the North Pole either, or the South Pole.
Oh, yeah, the poles. Yeah. Well, somebody said something that I should avoid exceeding 5,000 feet in altitude. Yeah.
Hadn't heard that
because
one.
of the heart.
Oh yeah, the air's a little thinner up there. Uh-huh.
There goes your mountain climbing career.
Oh, well.
Yeah, no. I was looking forward to Everest.
Yeah, sure. You watching any Pac-12 football there? Or did you see Oregon State pull out that win over the Ducks?
I didn't catch that one.
Yeah, I mean, we only live in the conference area, but nobody watches.
Yeah, the Beavers pulled an upset on Oregon on Friday night, I think.
And USC was supposed to play, but their game got called because somebody was sick.
That wasn't. Well, I'm watching the top 5, 10, checking scores, but I'm not really watching a lot of college football. Although I did watch that replay of I think I told you last week, the Notre Dame game.
Mm-hmm.
Which one? That one that they pulled up.
Yeah.
That was fun.
And they beat North Carolina soundly.
Mm-hmm. That was a good win.
That's a good win.
We could play Brian the clip for the on Sonny Jurgensen. I sent that to you, I think, on Thursday.
Yeah, I got it right here. I was just playing some of it earlier.
Behind his
Oh, yeah.
To Pete Retzlaff.
Jurgensen of the Eagles back. Almost trapped here, and he throws one behind him. Pete Retzlaff got that ball, goes to the 34.
My reaction, I'm sure, was the reaction of every other Philadelphia fan, was, oh, my God, this is what we've got now? We go from Norm Van Brocklin to Meadowlark Lemon?
In his first season as a starting quarterback, Jurgensen set an NFL record with over 3,700 yards passing, and his 32 touchdown passes still stands as an Eagles record. But the Eagles fell short of a repeat in '61 and won just 5 games over the next 2 seasons. The city took it out on Sonny.
We're playing the Cowboys. 55,000 people booed when I came on the field.
Sonny just seemed cavalier in his approach to the game. And I think the Philadelphia fans weren't ready for cavalier.
There was a thing in Philadelphia when you were traded. Sonny Jurgensen's been traded, and all the bartenders in Philadelphia.
Wearing black armbands.
Yeah. All right. Now, was that an exaggeration about your nightlife and your? Because some of these stories take on a life of their own.
I was a night person. We were playing Detroit up there. We had to have it to win the Eastern Division in '61. And I'm coming in, and I get caught.
The night before the game?
Night before the game.
So you broke curfew?
Yeah. And I said,
all the time.
This isn't going to be good. I'm going to get crucified. I gave 27 for 35, 430-some yards. We beat them in the last seconds. To me, it motivated me.
The fact that you were caught?
The fact that I went out. I couldn't let my teammates down.
I mean, could you see where the coach would be upset if the star player is coming in at 2 in the morning and is hungover?
Without question.
So why did you do it then?
I could, evaluate me on how I play in the game. That's what you should be concerned about, how I play in the game.
By 1964, the Eagles had seen enough. They traded him to Washington for quarterback Norm Snead.
Yeah.
In his 18-year career, Sonny Jurgensen played for 9 different head coaches. Among them was Hall of Fame quarterback Otto Graham.
Don't jump.
You were quoted as saying, there's only one difference between Otto and me. He likes candy bars and milkshakes.
Right.
I like women and scotch.
Right. Well, probably wasn't a good thing to say to your head coach. Otto and I became very close after he left it. Otto wasn't an NFL head coach.
Sonny went through a very troubling time as a quarterback because he never really had a coach. He basically was coaching himself with the exception of Van Brocklin those few years earlier. So he was always his own coach.
His first 5 teams in Washington were all losers. But his offense, built around converted running backs Bobby Mitchell and Charlie Taylor, was as good as any in football.
It was, in a lot of ways, I think, just kind of ahead of its time, because you had these 2 wide receivers that both had great speed and yet were, by nature and by instinct, running backs. And you had this quarterback who could throw the ball with more accuracy than any quarterback in the National Football League, hitting these guys downfield. I mean, these were like handoffs to running backs, but they were 40 yards downfield before you handed it off.
In 1967, Jurgensen broke his own NFL record for passing yards, and Taylor, Mitchell, and tight end Jerry Smith became the only trio in history to finish in the top 4 in receiving. And the Redskins still didn't win. So in '69, they took drastic action, coaxing Vince Lombardi out of retirement.
In my first meeting with him, I walk in, sit across the desk from him, and he says, young man, I've heard many things about you, some good and some bad. The only thing I ask of you is to be yourself. Don't try to emulate anybody.
The great Sonny Jurgensen. That was a great clip.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I liked Sonny. He was pretty cool.
Yeah, I remember him throwing a behind-the-back pass, which was just, how the hell does he do that? And he makes it spiraled and everything. It was beautiful.
Yeah,
Did you ever see him? He did that in a game once. Freaked the defense out. He completed a pass behind his back.
Yes, like Patrick Mahomes does. Once a week.
I never saw Mahomes do that. Did he ever do that?
Yeah, I was watching a highlight reel last night, actually.
He threw one with his other hand. I saw that.
Yeah, he did with his other hand. Okay, maybe I'm thinking about that play with his other hand. It was sort of behind his back, but...
Yeah, that was cool. That was very cool. But Sonny Jurgensen's the only one I've ever seen throw it behind his back. And he completed it. It's just, the guy had amazing coordination. And I like the fact that he went out and had a good time, and he didn't worry about what he was doing the night before because he knew he would show up and it counted in the games.
Yeah, that rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, but yeah, I thought that was pretty. Anyone young thought that was cool. Anybody old and responsible and teetotaling especially didn't have any time for that.
But Babe Ruth did the same thing. Mickey Mantle did the same thing. There have been a lot of carousers in history that have been great athletes just because they get their act together when they have to during the game.
Oh, like Ken Stabler, yeah.
Ken Stabler, yeah, he was classic. Drunk off of his ass, gets to the game and he gets it done. And Brian can tell you there've been a lot of baseball players like that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not.
Yeah, especially at the turn of the century and those.
Yeah.
Or guys like the great Walter Johnson was a basket.
Oh, really?
But when he got on the mound, yeah.
The big train.
Hell of an arm. The big train.
Arnie. Yeah. And of course, we had the Super Bowl in 1980. I remember that. They had the very wound tightly Philadelphia Eagles who were locked in their rooms for curfew and doing all the rules that Dick Vermeil laid down. And then you had the Raiders.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they
were
walked carousing and
Street.
Enjoying New Orleans the whole time.
Yeah. They're going to have a game in New Orleans and no one's going to show up to the party. Of course not. Yeah, the Raiders are just going to stay home and sleep.
And we know what happened in that game.
So he could pay his players.
Mm-hmm.
That was Dick Vermeil, wasn't it? Yeah.
Dick Vermeil was the coach, yeah.
Yeah, he cried.
I went through my recently list of oldest former NFL coaches. Do you know who the oldest one is?
Bud Grant.
Oldest living NFL coach.
Oh.
Former NFL coach.
Sam Rutigliano.
That's good. That he's in the top 10. He's 87.
Yeah.
There's one guy that's 93 and one guy that's 96.
Matt Patricia.
I'm trying to think of who's still around.
With that guy's weight, he needs to lose some weight. One of them is the guy that coached the Vikings.
Oh, Chuck Noll.
Oh, yeah.
Not Chuck Noll.
Grant.
Bud Grant.
Bud Grant, yeah. He's 93.
Okay. Yeah, love me some Bud Grant. He's a great guy.
That guy looked like he was 65 when he was 45.
How about Bart Starr?
No.
Bart Starr?
No. Is Bart Starr dead? I think he's dead.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear.
I think he's gone. Yeah, I think he's gone.
Yeah, he died. But the other guy is Marv Levy.
Oh, Marv Levy. How could I forget Marv Levy?
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, he was like 70 when he was.
He was old when he was coaching. Yeah.
He's 96.
Wow.
He's just what a machine. He must I bet he doesn't. I bet he lives good. He doesn't probably do anything to hurt himself. He's very responsible.
Yeah, he's all set to be the next head coach of the Jets. Marv Levy.
Lou Holtz is 83.
Mm-hmm.
There are a few others that you've heard of that are still. John Madden's 85.
Oh, John Madden, of course.
We played his clip at the break.
Well, it sure sounded like him. Caliendo.
So,
I was looking today at Vin Scully's birthday, 93.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
Happy birthday, Vin Scully. Great man.
Yeah, talk about a guy he was broadcasting for how many years? 60 years?
66 years.
Starting in Brooklyn.
Good God.
66 years. 1850 to 2016.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Came out with the team.
I was wondering, why isn't he in the Hall yet? Oh, he's only been out for the last 4 years.
Yeah.
Oh.
He'll be eligible next year, I think.
I didn't know what the rules were for broadcasters, like if they have to wait.
The standard rule is 5 years after retirement.
Mm-hmm.
That's the standard.
Mm-hmm.
Although they've made exceptions now. But yeah, he should be definitely there. Who else? Oh yeah, there was a couple of interesting sports celebrity birthdays. Remember Susie Chapstick?
Yeah.
The skier. Susie Chapey, the skier. She birthday today. Yeah.
Brian keeps track of these birthdays.
Well, she's
who
so
else,
important.
Who else had a birthday?
Minnie Minosa.
Ooh, who's that?
Oh, Minosa. Was he a famous, did he pinch hit a lot? What was his claim to fame? Just a guy that played a long time.
He played kind of a long time. He played, he actually started in the Negro Leagues for a couple of years, and then after the barrier was broken, he became the first black/Latino major leaguer.
Mm-hmm.
He played for 16 years in the 50s and 60s, hit 300 8 times. Then in 1976, as a stunt, basically, they brought him back to the he played into the 70s, but then they brought him back in 76 for a pinch hitting appearance.
Mm-hmm.
So he could play in that decade. And then they brought him back in 1980, same thing. So he gets credited for 5 decades of play from 1948 to 1980.
Yeah. I guess that's a record.
There's only one other guy, I don't remember who it is, but there's only one other guy that's played in 5 decades.
5 decades.
5 decades, yeah.
I think it was the guy that played a long time ago.
Yeah, I'm thinking it was one of those guys, yeah.
Like
a lot of guys, there's about a dozen of them or 2 dozen of them that actually made 4 decades, but yeah, there's only the 2, 5.
Mm-hmm. Might be that. I'll research that. We don't have to try to figure that out.
Yeah, it seems to me that name came up relatively recently. An old timer. Who else was it today? Quarterback, Seattle.
Dave Craig?
Russell Wilson.
Jim Zorn.
Russell Wilson's birthday.
Oh, okay.
Russell Wilson. Yeah. Rich Camarillo, great punter.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I remember him.
Patriot.
And Ashley Force, funny car driver.
Wow. Don't know him.
He's fast.
His daughter, Ashley.
Uh-huh.
Female. Yeah. She actually once won a AOL Sports contest, they picked her as the hottest athlete over Tom Brady and Danica.
Well, Tom Brady could beat Danica, so.
It was like 2007 or something.
Yeah, Brian, you got a choice. You can bang Tom Brady, you can bang Danica Patrick. Which one do you want?
Yeah. I could ride with Danica there, yep.
I'd probably take Brady, but not to bang him, just to be his wingman.
Yeah, wingman.
And then I'll just get his sloppy seconds. That'd be fine.
Try to think of who else.
Yeah, I'd rather take Brady's sloppy seconds than Danica's first name.
Oh, Mariano Rivera. Don't like his politics, but...
Wait, what are Mariano Rivera? I've never heard of Mariano Rivera's politics. What are they?
Oh, he's a hardcore Trumper.
You're kidding.
Nope.
Wow.
Really?
Huh.
Maybe it's because he came from, did he come from Cuba?
Came from Panama.
Panama or Cuba or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was, he came out a few times supporting Donald.
Yeah.
Yeah, if he wasn't pitching, he said himself he'd be barefoot under a tree somewhere.
It's funny, on the description I put up, they said that he's considered one of the most dominant relievers in baseball, and I said, well, there's no question he was the most dominant reliever in baseball.
Yeah.
There's no doubt.
No doubt.
Oh, yeah.
Insane.
I used to hate that guy. He just cut your heart out.
Mm-hmm.
He snuffed out so many rallies.
Yeah, it was pretty much lights out when he came in.
But we got him back, and we got some revenge in that one game.
Oh, so the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Yeah.
In that other game.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was great.
Mm-hmm. No.
Oh, yeah. Hojo. Remember Hojo?
Yeah.
Howard Johnson.
Howard Johnson.
Yeah. Howard Johnson. Yeah. Howard Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
He was a funny guy because he'd have one great year and then a terrible year, then a great year, then a terrible year, then a great year, and a terrible. He was the most inconsistent guys. But yeah, he had 3 great years where he had 30-30 man and led the league in home runs at 38 in 1991. Even though he was only like 5'7", 150 pounds. And a switch hitter.
Well, just to update everybody, the Bills just scored on a gadget play.
Mm-hmm.
So they're, I think they're up 14-7 on the Chargers.
They're just kicking the extra point right now.
That was a nice play. I like that. That's good play calling.
And
that's where you call a gadget play.
Mm-hmm.
Elsewhere
in the NFL, Miami and the Jets are tied 3-3 with 10 minutes to go in the second. Arizona is up 10-7 over New England, also with 10 minutes to go in the half.
Titans Colts is 14 time.
Yeah. Minnesota's up 7-0 over Carolina. Cleveland is up 10-6 over the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah, that could have gone anywhere. That's all right. You got to take some chances sometimes.
Giants are in a dogfight with Cincinnati.
Bengals,
7-all in Bengalland.
Falcons over the Raiders.
6-3. Yeah, over the Raiders. Yeah.
Raiders are chipping away. And
the Panthers are losing to the Vikings 7-0.
Cardinals 10-7 over the Patriots.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
end of
so we're coming to the end here. Eric, do you have a specific song you want to go out with?
I like the one that you suggested here.
Okay.
Mr. Soul by the Buffalo Springfield from the Buffalo Springfield Again album. The last album with Neil Young as part of the band.
It's a Neil Young song, actually. Yep.
Yeah, and it's a Neil Young song, Mr. Soul, and it's he did it again on in 1982 on the Trans album. He did an electronica version of it, which also charted again.
Yep.
So he's charted twice with this song.
I bet that sounded good.
Yeah, it was quite interesting. Yeah. the album Trans, 1982. Yeah, he's using voice synthesizers and things. He liked to play around with stuff like that. But this is the original rock and roll version here.
Oh, well, which song are you going to play? Mr. Soul?
Mr. Soul from 1967.
Right. But that's Buffalo Springfield, right?
That's right. That's Neil Young.
Buffalo Springfield, yeah.
And that was Neil Young's band before he got together with Crosby, Stills and Nash.
Yeah.
It was actually Stephen Stills and
yeah, Stills and Nash are in this as well. Buffalo Springfield.
Okay.
And then he went solo after this, but then he also did collaborations with Crosby, Stills and Nash. They Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, and then he had Crazy Horse, and yeah, he did all kinds of things. He's made all kinds of money doing all kinds of songs, same song but just different arrangements, getting paid 5 times for it. Smart businessman.
All right. Well, good. We'll finish up with that. It's a great song, and I hope this next week is good for your souls.
Okay, from Chabdog. Well, thank you very much, guys.
Yeah, thank you, and we'll be back next week, and I'll be talking to you later today, Eric.
Fantastic.
All right.
Thank you, Brian.
All right.
Here we go, Mr. Soul on the Chabdog
Thanks,
Sports
Brian.
Talk Radio.
Thank you, Brian, for calling in. Brian from Sports Rock and Frank Fleming from Barstool Sports. Thank you. Okay.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Take care.
All right.
Mr. Soul, I dropped by to pick up a reason for the thought that I've caught that my head is the event of the season. Why in crowds just a trace of my face could seem so pleasing. I'll cop out to the change, but a stranger is putting the tease on. I was down on the frown when the messenger brought me a letter. I was raised by the praise of a fan who said I upset her. Any girl in the world could have easily known me better. She said, you're strange, but don't change, and I let her. A smile on my face turn to plaster. Stick around while the clown who is sick does the trick of disaster. For the race of my head and my face is moving much faster. Is it strange I should change? I don't know. Why don't you ask her? Is it strange I should change? I don't know. Why don't you ask her? Is it strange I should change? I don't know. Why don't you ask her? Is it strange I should change?